Hello, welcome to another video. Today we're watching Casual Geographic 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Everything you need to know. I think the 100 men would win because 100 men is way too many. Like, come on. Yes, I know a gorilla is strong, but come on, it's 100 men. 100.
100 men versus 1 gorilla is just the newest online debate brought to you by people that have way too much time on their hands. And I'm no better because here I am making a video about it. Because it's quickly gone from silly Twitter talk to what has to be a massive joke that I'm not in on. What's clear is one side is getting drastically overrated, while people obviously aren't taking the other side seriously.
Is it really? I thought the gorilla, in my chat, everyone was like praising the gorilla. Everyone said the gorilla would win, but like, come on.
Plus, I love animals and arguments, so if you're looking for a video to eat your lunch with, or to be the soundtrack of your commute home, I'm going to break down the question you probably didn't care about in the first place.
Yes, come over on Twitch, YouTube, everyone.
By the end, you'll wonder how this was ever even a question. So here's the full truth
Train
of whether
mentality.
100 unarmed men could beat 1 prime silverback gorilla. But first, we gotta understand
There's
what
no
force of nature we're
way.
up against. Now, I do have a couple recent videos on gorillas, so to not repeat myself too.
Wait, oh no, I was gonna say we watched all of them, but I don't think we watched the Harambe one. Everybody is overestimating this gorilla. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah.
Too much. I do advise you to
100
check those
men
out for further
believer.
context. But basically everything we thought about gorillas back in the day was wrong. They're giant, non-violent, fart-happy pacifists, and the most dangerous thing about them is they can misunderstand regular human actions as an act of war. So while yeah, if you smile at a silverback enough times, he eventually will put beats on you like a Cherokee drum, most times a gorilla's just worried about the 6,000 calories he eats a day. And thank the stars for that.
Wait, I thought they were, I didn't think they were super aggressive, but I did think like, you don't want to be near them. I don't know. Think 50 humans could win, to be honest? Maybe.
Gorillas are built like the developer had something to prove.
Maybe.
They took the human model and said, drag to resize. The result is an alpha ape with a stronger bite force than a grizzly, allegedly, hands that can
But 20, I'm not sure, because I feel like, because wasn't one of the things that was like, you know, bad about it? Like, because like the gorilla, if he kills, like, sorry, not kill, but if he like punches the people, like, you know, one thing that would like make him stop is his exhaustion, right? So I wonder.
crocodile skull, allegedly,
If they want to
just
live.
strength that we really have no way to truly comprehend. That man fully didn't plan to get casually ragdolled, but plans are always subject to change when you're around the prime ape. Gorillas might default to peace, but life is multiple choice. The question is, what kind of carnage comes when they choose violence? It's hard to imagine what a fully malice-motivated gorilla can do because it takes a lot for them to get to that point. The first phase of conflict involves using body language and gestures to send a message before hands even have to be thrown. Because for an animal that can spend over 12 hours a day eating, wasting calories on fights is poor resource management. The second phase of escalation usually involves pushing, grappling, and screaming.
Bruh, actually true. If you only eat plants, it must be so hard to get enough calories for such a big body, right?
Short bursts. Gorillas fight
Oh
the
my
way they fight. What I
God.
mean is, the phase they run are like how they're hung. Not long at all. Because again, most times gorillas don't actually want to fight. But what about when they do? Yeah, that would be phase 3, and that usually happens when 2 silverbacks throw down for control of a group. Losing such would mean losing the 3 Fs: food, family, and the FCC won't let me finish. But stakes can make these fights.
Oh, what's the third F? Oh my god.
Death, and here's where we can see what gorillas are truly capable of. I found a research paper that detailed the injuries sustained in gorilla-on-gorilla fights, and based on that, you see a pattern. Those teeth are for more than just undressing trees, and losers are often found with lacerations and puncture wounds all over the body.
Oh, I'm so happy it's censored.
And unlike a leopard, which leaves
The
small
fuck,
puncture
I have to
wounds,
get-
the canines
Stop!
of a gorilla cause large gaping tears in victims. Even if the gorilla's bite strength has been exaggerated, which we will get into, even lowballing them puts them at the level of a hyena. One gorilla named Inshuti had his foot
What the
completely
heck?
crushed with the tips of his fingers and ear bitten off. Gorillas also also use their arms, not really to punch, but to use as battering rams, and they've also been known to pull chunks of hair out with their hands. So safe to say, a gorilla's stiff arm to the back would crack your constitution like a glow stick, and could dislocate or break human bones by accident. And with many victims also recorded with bite wounds to the face, you'd probably be able to unlock your iPhone from 20 feet away after a gorilla puts jaws on you.
Oh
So
my
what chance
god! If he says that, it's so scary, but he said earlier, they're not aggressive, right? So, but imagine they do get aggressive. People on the internet always dismiss human strength. Even if we were stupid, we have something people always seem to miss. Gorillas can slap much harder than humans, but we can do something that they can't. Kick. Yeah, that's what it said, what he said in the other video as well. Not him, the other video we watched. But I don't know, can we kick that strong?
The army of humans have against a 500
Could chalk him.
Well, hot take. Gorillas have been drastically
Our kick is almost as strong as a gorilla slap. That's actually
overrated
crazy.
in many ways. First as fighters. Gorillas aren't
Yeah,
efficient
they're
fighters.
more
They're more
durable.
physical
They're
brawlers and
tanks.
grapplers. And with everything I've said, most fights last anywhere from a couple seconds to 1 to 2 minutes at the most. Also,
What?
as strong as gorillas are, their strength has been overrated. There are some animals that just get more and more OP the more people talk about them. Chimps have been said to have the strength of 8 men when really it's closer to 1.5. It's just that they're stronger in all the ways that can kill you. And grizzly bears are already big
Whoa.
enough, but then you got people claiming they could decapitate a full-grown moose with one swipe. Now, what idiot would say that? And this debate, it has people swearing a gorilla would rip a whole man in half like a phone book with nary a sweat. I knew the gorilla propaganda peaked when this
Not the grizzly versus gorilla debate. That's like the predecessor to the 100 men versus 1 gorilla. That's so silly. It's so silly. 100 humans kicking would hurt as hell. Yes, but I see a logistical problem to like have 100 humans being able to kick 1 gorilla at once, right? You're much more vulnerable when you kick than when you use arms. Oh, I guess it's harder to like stand up, right?
was an actual debate. Doctor Strange could conjure up 14 million realities. You won't find one where a plus-size protein-packing primate can do anything to a full-strength
Oh
grizzly
yeah,
bear
planning
taking it
is also
seriously.
the thing.
Especially since there's a much smaller predator known to give gorillas problems. Gorillas have been documented getting preyed on by African leopards. Even with jungle leopards being bulkier due to less competition, that's still an at most 180-pound cat past tensing Optimus Prime. Now let me be fair, these are rare and leopards usually go for hoofed animals, wild pigs, and monkeys. Gorillas are actually too big and too social to be a regular on the grocery list, so it sounds like my whole point is trash. But that same paper listing gorilla on gorilla violence also showed the aftermath of
We all know Godzilla vs. Kong was the original. Oh my god, you're correct. What
leopard
the
attacks.
fuck?
In those reports, all leopard victims took
I
bite
didn't
wounds to the
even
head
realize.
and most to the arms, with lacerations localized about the neck and claw marks on the trunk. So even though it is rare and a one-on-one between a silverback and a leopard might murk both, if a gorilla can struggle with less than 200 pounds of predator, a 900-pound Duratio would give Harambe a
my
bunkmate.
God.
Also, against 100 men, there are some very real issues that could be game over for the gorilla. The big one is endurance. Gorillas are dangerously close to being hot girl fit. They're best using explosive bursts of energy, not sustained strain over a long period of time, and a fight against 100 humans would likely last hours. Which is really bad considering compared to us, gorillas have poor temperature control. Gorillas don't have as many sweat glands as humans, and if we're talking about mountain gorillas, the thick fur would make it a 101 versus 1. The men and the risk of heat stroke. That is if the ape doesn't just have
Oh!
a heart attack. Cardiovascular
Oh my god! I didn't
disease is the
even.
leading cause
Holy
of death in
shit!
gorillas in
I didn't
zoos,
even
and 70%
realize
of male
that. I didn't
gorillas
know
in zoos
that.
suffer from heart disease that'll past tense them prematurely. Now that might just apply to zoo gorillas, but it's still a factor. Another is the very temperament of the gorilla is highly non-confrontational. They're more likely to run away than
Aww, it's so silly. He runs away from the goose or the bird.
But most importantly, the brawling, grappling build is not a good combat style against multiple enemies. We know that cause Cause there's another African predator that's been giving gorillas hell and you may not have even realized it. And it's weird cause for a while, gorillas and chimpanzees seem like they were on good terms.
Oh,
they've been recorded foraging
other
together
monkey.
and they'll even have their version of primate playdates. That all changed when the chimps started chimping. A couple years
It does the same, those things eat snails. Yeah, but you know how much faster they are than snails? No! I'm
to go in
cooked.
Luongo National Park, scientists witnessed a gang of 18 chimps jump a gorilla family of 5. That's 3 females, 1 baby, and a silverback. The turf war lasted an hour, and even with the silverback apparently testing ragdoll physics, throwing chimps in the air, and even managing to injure 3, eventually he was surrounded and chased off by 9 chimps. The adults got away, but the chimps
It's us, Chad, the chimps.
managed to snatch
Are
the
you
baby gorilla
are you
of
guys
the
the
group,
chimps?
which was promptly eaten. The second attack involved 27 chimpanzees and 7 gorillas, and this time, the silverback made a business decision and immediately climbed out of the trees and fled the scene. Yes, comparing chimps to humans is comparing durians to jackfruit. The moral here is
Oh, I
that
guess
one gorilla
you're
can not only be
humans.
overwhelmed, but neutralized by numbers. Because if there's one thing that's being dangerously underrated, it's the power of friendship. Don't laugh, I'm serious. If you remember this picture, then you know this was the 100 men, 1 gorilla of 20.
What?
18.
Oh, 2018. Pick 2, they will defend you. The rest is coming to kill you. 50 birds, 10 crocodiles, 3 bears, 7... Oh. 10,000 rats? Bruh. 10,000 rats? I don't think 10,000 rats can defend you. Unless it's really thick ones. Oh my god. Those are rats? Yeah. 10,000 rats will just swarm anything? You think? You think? I guess I can't really imagine how much 10,000 rats are. I mean, I guess if they can actually swarm the things, one person with a gun goes crazy. But I feel like, okay, it ranged, yes, definitely. But if they come close to the one person, then it's Jover, right? They have the plague. Ooh, but that's a slow death. Plague is not like instant death, so I don't know. Chose it and the birds because the... Oh, I chose it and the birds because the birds will claw out on the eagles of anything not flying. Ooh. One guy with gun versus 10,000 rats, it's game over. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the person with the gun, if it's like a ranged fight, definitely. But, you know, wolves are really fast. These things are fast. The rats can be fast. So, like, yeah. Oh, you get 2 pigs. Oh, 2 pigs. Okay. Who would I pick? I feel like I don't know enough. I think... if you don't choose the gunman, he's also attacking you. Oh, true. You have to choose the gunman, actually. But also, I don't know. I feel like it's very easy to just die. Rats and birds, rats and man. You guys love the rats, right? But can I also attack? Can I also attack? Because as I said, I feel like the rats... I don't know. Rats eat anything. Yeah, but they... Like, all of this could eat the rats, though. But, I mean, 10,000 is a lot. 10,000 is so many rats. I don't know. I can't really picture it in my head how many rats it is. For me, it's rats and birds. But then... I feel like, I'm thinking how far are they when the hunt starts? Exactly, I feel like it's very, like, hard to, Because I do think a person with the gun is a must. Although also I think I would die, to be honest. No matter what I pick, I think I would die. I'll be, yeah, yeah. Oh, hi, Candy. Yes, I am still alive. Unless you're American, you have a God-given right in the Constitution to have a gun. You don't really have a weapon. Yeah. If you're, oh God, if I don't have any weapon or anything, I think I die no matter what I choose. I'll be honest. I think I would die. That's your choice. I mean, I don't think it matters what I pick, because I think I would die either way. Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Ride the bull out of there. Actually, a good idea. The bulls should be pretty fast, right? I don't know.
Everything here is coming for your life except the two you pick to run defense for you. And I'm just gonna kill the suspense. If one of those picks isn't the 10,000 rats, you have no idea how big 10,000 is. Add eagles for aerial support and
all of the other creatures are land animals, not flying, so you have air superiority and rat swarm. That's true, but I don't know. I still do agree if there's a guy with a gun. Because, like, okay, the guy with the gun might not be able to get the rats or the birds very easily, but he's gonna be able to get you very easily. So,
the rest of the field would have over 200 rats to deal with each. And it's cause the power of plurality is one of the most broken strategies in nature. Mobbing refers to its cause. Eagles isn't the 10,000 rats. You have no idea how big 10,000 is.
I don't. I can't imagine how much 10,000 is.
Add eagles for aerial support, and the rest of the field would have over 200 rats to deal
wait,
with
he does
each.
agree.
And it's cause the power of plurality is one of the most broken strategies in nature. Mobbing refers to an anti-predator behavior where prey animals approach, harass, and sometimes attack their own
You guys, mobbing is literally the German word for bullying.
predator. It's how one animal can shift an almost
I didn't
impossible
know
matchup in their favor.
it was from
One
that.
hyena to a lion is a chew toy.
It came from
It's a
that.
life lesson. Pilot whales have been on record chasing orcas out of high competition areas and even actively following the sounds of orca hunts. There's plenty of examples of weapons.
Think of one rat, now multiply that by 10,000. I can't. I have no idea. I can't picture 10,000 in my head.
Nice unity in nature, but probably my favorite case of what's akin to a mob happens off the coast of South Africa, where fur seals have to risk their spot on the census every time they check the fridge, because the seals can't go out for groceries without the chance of running into the biggest predatory fish on Earth. Every year, great white sharks will
Chad
gather
is
around
always
fur seal nurseries
mobbing
and
me.
snatch any inexperienced pups. The problem is so many sharks show up that a seal can
Cannot
dodge
even
one
picture
great white
3.
right into the jaws of another.
I can.
You've seen this movie before, but
Oh
there's
my
an alternate
God.
ending.
Isn't Jaws like one of the worst movies ever made?
Scientists have recorded fur seals squatting up into one giant group and using their numbers to turn on the sharks closing in. And as the mob gets bigger, the seal force gets more confident, leading to them escorting the 20-foot assault submarines back out to sea. So with all this, now it doesn't seem like a stretch to favor
Wait,
100.
assume average weight of a rat is 100 grams, so that's 1 ton of rats. That's still insane, but also it's still hard to picture.
Men over just one gorilla. You could argue that the CEOs and the other mob merchants aren't actually getting physical with their final
Very
boss.
goofy
That's
movie
true.
for
Everyone's
sure.
asking if 100 men could off a gorilla. No one's asking how. Well, that's why I'm here. But first, obligatory, don't try this on a gorilla, or at least don't blame me for the consequences if you do. In a fight against a simian weighing a shack and a half, it's all about attacking the weak points, and a gorilla's weak points are the same as ours.
Ew.
Eyes, throat, mouth, and for measure, the jewels of the South. It's all about delivering damage that actually matters, and to do that, someone would have to perform the Draymond Green special and go for the eyes and blind him. Someone else would have to suffocate the supersized simian, either by bear hugging
Oh my
his windpipe,
God.
which only Tarzan backpacking plot armor can do, or by shoving your entire arm down his throat. And since you're already negotiating your arm even esophagus, you'd also have to pull the gorilla's tongue out.
I don't like to think of that. I don't like to think of that.
Because a 73-year-old
Oh
once
my
soloed
God.
an attacking leopard by reaching into its mouth and ripping out the leopard's liquor. And speaking of grab and pull, someone would have to be elected to perform Draymond's final smash and go for the gorilla's unmentionables. Hey, don't judge. This is war. The rest would have to use their combined strength to pin the primate down, with the remainder delivering kicks to the gorilla's flank, the most powerful natural attack to the gorilla's most vulnerable area. That would probably be the best way to chip away at a gorilla. One problem though, this is still a gorilla we're talking about. Even with everything I said about their strength being overrated, a gorilla fighting for its life would show you destruction like you've never seen. It doesn't matter how many
Wait, more interesting question. 100 men versus an elephant? Is it though? I don't think our elephants are not very aggressive, are they? Are elephants aggressive? I mean, apparently gorillas aren't either, but I don't know. I can't imagine elephants fighting.
Men, the method, or the
They can
facets of
carry
those first three, their
cars?
only outcome is a closed casket. Even if numbers eventually win, those first dozen or so men would be horrifically maimed, mutilated, or straight up murked. You can argue that if I can mention that 100 men running over the hill would intimidate even a gorilla, witnessing men getting mauled and disfigured would inflict psychological damage. There's an argument
my
that
God.
witnessing the sheer carnage would weaken the resolve of the others, destabilizing the army. And you have to remember, if mobbing is natural, doing so in a way that guarantees a portion of your team sees Tupac live isn't.
They're just
Even animals like
teaming. I
hyenas will
hate
fall
that.
back if they
That's,
sense they don't have
messed
enough of an
up.
advantage in a clan fight. Ah, but there's a catch. The tweet that started all this said, dedicated to that surely if men can watch bunkmates get
Wait,
blown
what?
up, all this said,
Bruh.
dedicated to that surely if men can watch bunkmates get blown to bits in a war, then you can find 100 willing to die about a gorilla. If they can withstand the visceral reaction of seeing jaws getting detached, limbs getting dislocated, and a field of open fractures, 100 men would definitely beat a gorilla. And moral of the story, we have strayed so far from the halo of Harambe. Yeah, this is the part where I do the annoying thing and turn a tweet made by someone who definitely wouldn't pass a P-test into a lecture. But like I said in the other video, gorillas have already been getting the middle finger from humanity, either in the wild or in zoos. Whether it's trophy hunting or bushmeat, habitat loss, or an unsupervised minor, humans have the highest KD ratio against our green machine cousins. Because a gorilla has never been on record life-depriving a person, even when they may have had a reason. Yet the mountain gorilla is nearly in bed with extinction mostly because of humans. But not all humans. Some dedicate their entire lives to the welfare of this giga ape, which is why I'll be
cute.
donating to Virunga National Park. Not only do they treat and protect the gorillas there as family, they often have to risk their lives regularly going against poachers. That and the fact that I made a video detailing how to murk an endangered species makes my soul itch, so link down below if you'd like to donate as well. I'm not kidding when I say they're family. This man was seen comforting one of his young gorillas after his mother died. And fun fact,
I don't
Virunga
say
National's already
cute
got
like
this jet.
that.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Fun little video that nobody should take seriously. Nah, but I think I'm gonna start doing the animal versus animal face-off videos again. So let me know what animal matchup you'd like to see.
Yeah,
me
his
yap
shirt
about.
is pretty
There's one I've been
silly.
wanting to get into
Did
for
you
a
guys
while.
see?
Friendly reminder that I have a book.
Look, it's just a, wait, is that a gorilla? I'll be honest, I have a hard time differentiating between different monkeys.
100 animals.
It's a
that'll
good,
nuke you
okay,
and you.
okay,
I'd say more,
good.
but the name's remarkable. Also, I have a Patreon, but reminder that your money's probably just gonna buy me lunch, so don't spend
Snail
check
versus
unless you always
100
wanted to
gorilla.
indirectly feed me Wendy's. Or you might just fund my next trip. I mean, all this talk about gorillas, who knows? Maybe I'll go see one.
Oh, Snail wins?
But yeah, drink water.
I don't
hug your
know.
mother. Please don't gang up on a gorilla. They've been through enough. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Yippee! Let's go. Yeah, true. that was literally us. We were watching this. Look, we watched this 1 hour after it got released. Great video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Also, please like the original video and subscribe to Casual Geographic to go support him. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, YouTube. Bye-bye.